studio, by the way.
Looks good, man.
Yeah.
Have you not been sharing the money that's coming in with me? Because I didn't approve.
You didn't approve this expense? Yeah, I'm going to send you an invoice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm paying. Fuck. This podcast sucks.
Also, I feel like now that the winters, I feel like I see you like once a week now. It's like in the winter.
Fucking great.
Stefan's like, fuck, I gotta come over and record.
Yeah. No, it is weird. This is supposed to be my quiet time. Usually most PGA pros, as we head into PGA Championship week, hosted by the PGA of America. I got my PGA of Canada shirt on. This is, there's still ties there.
Yeah.
This is usually their busy season. It's supposed to be my quiet season, but it's been busy.
That's good though.
I'm supposed to play this weekend, which is nice, but we haven't been able to get out.
You must be like a good coach or something.
I guess. I don't know. I'm working on some swing changes with my own coach, just drastic changes. I would say my swing feels very like step 1 complete, step 2 complete, step 3, like it's like very chunky right now, but I played inside today and it worked good.
Yeah.
It didn't feel good.
Wait, you going for like the Sung J, like a bit of a hitch?
It really feels like 4 Sung Js right now. But it's nice.
Nice.
People want to come in for lessons.
Yeah.
And man, I'm excited for this week. I didn't think I would be. I'm kind of am getting excited for
your favorite major. We won't go that far.
We're gonna get to that in a moment.
But welcome everyone to episode 23. Last week, got some good feedback actually out on the course from your Breaking 90, Breaking 80 series. Had a couple of guys out there that listened and took something away from. And coincidentally or not, shout out Dan Eddy, our buddy, shot his best ever round on the other day. So
did he say what part of it was he thinking of?
Well, he just he made guy was getting up and down from everywhere, but he did say that he's kind of like shoot a number, grab a club guy. And so, like, there was one par 3, it was like 165 or something, and he was like, that's a 7-iron. And he went way over the green, and he was like, what? And I was like, dude, it was an 8-iron. He was like, why? And I was like, well, what's your 7-iron? And he ran me through the whole process, and I said, okay, that pin's at 165, that pin's at the back, it's kind of hard in front of the green, so even if you don't strike it well, the wind's behind us, you only need like a 155 carry. And he was like, shit, he's like, that's exactly what you guys were talking about on the podcast.
Gotta take in the information that they give you.
Yeah.
Golf is a game of mistakes. Don't make a mental mistake on a decision mistake when you have
but he played, that was with a double too. He had an out of bounds double and shot 2 over. So super happy for him. And again, like, I want to give you a bit of props. I did this post last week. I feel like I always come back to that Brooks Koepka quote when he says, the golf swing, when you feel like you have it, you're never going to lose it. You feel like you lose it, you're never going to get it back. And I was in that spot with my driver last couple of weeks where I was like, where did it go? And I got to give you props, man, because I've been to you for a few lessons now, and I feel like everyone except one, but that was my fault. I was swinging the club like shit. I sucked that day. And I got a tournament coming up this weekend. I got like 2 keys to focus on. It was just right at the right time. So look, touch wood, it's feeling good, but I'll go into the weekend.
There's things we got to overhaul in that backswing, but the big thing, another quick piece of advice, when you're going into a tournament week or even a tournament's 3 weeks out, it ain't time to
100%.
It ain't time to put on new tires. It's time to find a way to get those tires to work.
Right? Find a way to get across the finish line.
Yeah, exactly. So just a small little tweak just to get the ball somewhat in play off the tee in a good way. Again, it might not be the thing we need to do long term, but at least for now, you got to feel. So that's
100%.
It's good. I expect 100%. You to go out and win that D division or whatever you're in.
Well, I actually just got the tee sheet today, so I'm in the Bs. So the A's and the Bs play from.
I lived in the Bs in my high school career, and then fell into the C's in my university career.
I think the Bs cut off. It seems like it's like a
+5. Yeah,
plus.
You're plus. Yeah, like +5.
I think it's yourself, it seems like it's maybe a 2 to a 5, so I'm kind of like right in the sort of in the middle there.
No, the it's too late now, but Flagstick is going to have another tournament in a while. No free ads, but Scott's always been great to us. They are the best run amateur golf tournaments for mid amateurs like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
in Ontario. It's
excellent.
a true. It's obviously not a tour experience, but from the rules and the setup and the rules officials and the first tee announcements and once you walk in and sign that you've got there, right? You've already got your money back. And the
100%.
prizes, the stuff you usually get, and then the golf and everything else, basically just a free add-on.
Yeah.
So, look out for, that's the Flagstick Open this weekend.
The Flagstick Open this weekend, and then they have
the Flagstick shootout coming up at Smuggler's Glen. So if you're looking for somewhere to play, go sign up because that one will sell out very quick.
Yeah, 100%. And totally agree. It's like, if you're on that verge, that teetering on like, oh, maybe I'd like to compete, this is 100% where you should be, because even though, as you say, it's not a tour experience, put yourself in that, there's rules officials on the courses, you've got your playing partner keeping it, all of that. It'll put you in a different spot.
Go hit cups. We know a lot of guys that claim to be, one handicap scratch golfers that never put themselves into these tournaments, and that's where you can tell what you truly are as a golfer. And that's what they've kind of changed it over in Scotland and the UK and Ireland of kind of handicaps, but forever it was like your handicap was your
tournament scores,
right? And that's where it actually mattered, because who's going to pay for a tournament and then sandbag to get a better handicap? But that's go put yourself out there if you think you're a good player, and again, that's some people, that's not what golf is for them. Right?
No, for sure.
For yourself, I know how competitive you are. More free advice, I think you need to pretend that Flagstick could fine you if you swear, throw a club or whatever. Quickly, before we get to everything else, you're not the only person this year. I've now hit 3 people that have come to me with a reshaft request due to slamming their golf club off of
mine was definitely
bag.
Travel damage.
Sure, yeah, travel damage in the back of your own car. Our good buddy Matt texted me and said, "Is this usable with a driver in half?" And he said he hit it off his golf bag, put it in the golf bag, and then when he went to pull it out, just the head came out.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm traveling down to see the in-laws down there, and I got a driver shaft for him. And so it happens. But this weekend, I want you can bask in it. Give yourself 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And just bask in it. Be right, and then move on.
Yeah.
Move on. But
I think Lydia Ko has something. I think she counts down from 7 or something. She gives herself.
But do this. Walk over, put the golf club in the bag, and then get angry.
Yeah.
Because then you have time to think, like, do I really need to be angry right now?
Yeah,
there's
fair.
my advice for you this weekend.
Totally.
Let's get into the golf on the weekend.
Yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, as you mentioned, PGA Championship, as we're recording, so this episode will come out tomorrow. As we're recording this, PGA Championship starts tomorrow. And so obviously we've got a lot to talk about with that preview. But let's talk about last week. Let's talk about the weekend. Probably, I guess the biggest story from the weekend, the Truist at Quail Hollow. And before we get to the winner, which was an awesome story, lots of cool stories from the weekend. Did you watch much?
A lot happened in golf this last week.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different stories that kind of came out this last week, whether it was the Truist. I did watch a bunch of it on Sunday. Alex Fitzpatrick obviously went into the tournament. I think if he just shot even par, he would have been in a playoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Ricky, who I was rooting for. I loved watching
fire.
Ricky. Ricky's always played well at Quail Hollow. I think that's where he got his first win, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He looked great. Ricky looked great. Reitan, right hand.
Kristoffer Reitan.
They've said different ways.
Yeah.
Weird way for him to get in, but he picks up a win. Did I care? No. Like, I really
Why
don't.
not?
Yeah, it's just a guy for me, you know.
Well, fair enough. I did just include our friend Ryan French's tweet here because I thought this was kind of cool. In 2022, Reitan. He was ranked.
It's Reitan.
Reitan, yeah. He was ranked 1945th in the world.
Oh, one ahead of me.
So 4 years ago, his best finish that year was a T66, and similar to guys like Ben Griffin, he was going to quit. He was only 4 years into his pro career, and 2 years ago in 2024, he was on the Hotel Planner Tour, so that like the feeder tour to the equivalent of Corn Ferry
the
on the
former Challenge Tour out on the DP,
and he was still 1100th in the world. And with that win, obviously he wins a shit ton of cash, almost $4 million, and he'll now be in the top 25 in the world. So I thought that was a cool story. And he he didn't actually play that well on Sunday, but there was I think there was one shot. He hit it out of the bunker on, I think it was 16. And they were all kind of perplexed because he played this bunker shot with a pretty square face and it just didn't spin, went 15 feet past the hole and knocked it in the center of the cup for par. Like it was just, and I thought at that moment, I was like, man, this
well,
guy's
it's the difference of him doing that and Ricky missing that. I think it was like an 8-footer on the last hole.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Quail Hollow gets a lot of shit from people. Obviously, PGA Championship week. It's hosted at PGA Championship week.
Yeah.
At PGA Championship I'm sure it's next
every few years.
It's silly.
Yeah.
It's a great tour course. It is not a major championship course, in my opinion. We're going to talk about that with Aronimink coming up here as well. But I don't hate Quail Hollow. I just don't want to see it as a major. Right?
Fair enough.
I think the final stretch is really good. It's really damn good on that final stretch.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of holes in the middle that kind of just feel the same. And it was fun to watch. Here's the thing, nothing about, and this is where they're really got to focus when they go into next year. And I think they have an announcement coming up in June about kind of the schedule for next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everybody a heads up right now. Do not expect major changes. It's very difficult. There's a bunch of sponsors that have 5-year contracts, 4-year contracts. I quote them every week, but No Laying Up just did a podcast on basically the 2028 season and predicting what that will look like. And even that doesn't look that much different. And they're basing it based on a lot of pre-assembled contracts like the Cadillac that just came in.
Well, Truist is 2 years into a 7-year deal.
Truist will be there. Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna get your usual events and then some duds, but just next year, just be prepared for something to look very similar to what it looks this year. But Quail Hollow will be on there for sure, and it's a good golf course. I have no problem with it. But that event, when we're talking signature series, and if this is going to be in their tier 1 versus their tier 2, none of it felt like a signature event. It really felt like a normal PGA Tour week.
Well, and it's kind of like I'm going down here. Like we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 7 signature events already, and we're
if
in May.
Every event's a signature event, do you have a signature event?
That's what I mean. And we've already had 2. We've had 2 back-to-backs. So we had Pebble Beach and the Genesis, which were back-to-back. We have the Cadillac and the Truist, which are back-to-back. We have the Masters, and then the following week we have the RBC Heritage. So it's like, and I think this is obviously what they're going for. And to your point, when people are like, oh, we'll just overhaul the schedule, there are sponsors to consider, right? They've signed on 5-year deals. You can't just cut the cord. But yes, it does. I think this is when you start to. I've got our tracker up here of tracking our money and stuff. And when you start to see this in a list, you're like, oh, signature event, signature event, signature event. Like it loses a bit of its sort of luster. Specialness.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was fine. I think the bigger story that came of the week, and I don't know where you even could have watched this. Maybe it was on the Golf Channel. It was
on the Golf Channel.
Yeah, it was probably the Myrtle Beach tournament. Brent Snedeker picks up his first win in 8 years. Now, who is Brent Snedeker to you? Because as a golf, like for myself, like golf sicko dating back to 2008, right, where I was watching golf, right?
Yeah.
Brent Snedeker was the number 1 player in the world.
Oh, I was about to say, Brent Snedeker is, what is he, 5-ish years younger than Tiger? He's 45, I think.
Yeah, Tiger's 50. Yeah, it's good math there.
And yeah, so honestly, to me, was like Brent Snedeker. I wasn't a golf sicko when I was younger. I knew Tiger Woods. I think the first time I really realized who Brandt Snedeker was that his first FedEx Cup win, you know?
Yep.
And as you say, like, that was like, oh, he's now, it's like, you know, you've got the Tigers, you've got the Phil. And sorry, I'm not saying all time he's up there, but at that point in time, it was like Tiger, Phil, Brandt Snedeker was always, every week, you're like, this is the guy that's in the conversation.
He was one of the dogs in what I'm going to call the non-sexy era of golf. And it was the era where Tiger kind of was going through what he was going through, one of many times, right? It was the area of him and the Luke Donalds and the Lee Westwoods and the Martin Keimers. Like, they were all kind of,
and we're talking
fighting.
Probably what, like late 2000s, early 2010s?
Late 2000s, early 2010s, where, you know, Tiger was going through all the stuff he was going through, and Phil was obviously still there, but there wasn't that bona fide superstar. It was a bunch of, you know, now a bunch of the old whites, right? Like, but Brandt was always a guy that everyone rooted for, and to see him pick up a win, his last win obviously being 8 years ago, that's his 10th win. You know, never picked up a major in his career. Always was just awesome with the putter. Never
such a good putter.
Never
and such
great
a quick putting stroke too.
Yeah, like, and it's very poppy, and it's a great. Like, I would never teach someone to be that poppy, but it's more the follow through that I've always loved. Is that I'd rather see a long takeaway and that let the ball stop your follow through versus actually stopping. He's very poppy in the way he does it, but you look at the way he's always done it through his career, and you look at his chart on his shot gain chart, and it's always just around the greens, right? But his shot gain total, like, he's gaining so much around the greens and putting. He's currently number 1 around the greens. He's 9 putting. Approach the green is 92, and off the tees 156, right? Like, his club head speed's 108.
Well,
right?
and he's hitting driver off the deck a lot of the time off the tee, which is sick
with that. So Sneds is just a guy, like, I would rather, and it's easy in hindsight now, but imagine if Sneds won and you knew he was the Ryder Cup captain in 2 years. That would be way cooler. To go to Jim, which we've done, Sneds has always been in the background there. I got to
imagine he'll be an assistant captain.
Because he's
the captain for the President's Cup this year.
Which is, it is what it is. I mean, we got a sign behind us, but but maybe we got something going this year.
I just talking about stats. I didn't look for this. I was just scrolling through, and it came up. Brandt Snedeker is the leader of in the third round, having the least amount of putts. He averages 25.05 putts in the third round. I don't think I've ever had a round where I've putted 25 times.
I want people to think about that for a second, because the amount of people that I work with as students or just friends, where they'll be like, oh, I had a terrible round. I had 29 putts. And it's like, that's pretty good. Or even if you say 34 putts.
Yeah.
Right? Are you 9 strokes better than Brandt Snedeker?
Yeah, no.
Then that's his best round. That's the best guy on tour. There's guys out on tour that are probably averaging 30 putts a round.
Yeah.
Right? Like, putting's hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not consistent. So, no, I thought it was awesome. Brooks showed some form in Myrtle Beach. I obviously didn't see too much about it. We're going to talk Brooks in a bit. I got some thoughts on Brooks.
Yeah, let's definitely get to Brooks. Let's go one more thing, because I don't think you would have watched this. I didn't watch any of it, but a crazy story from Europe over the weekend. And again, I'm going to mess up his name.
Well, yeah, where was this tournament?
In Barcelona.
Okay.
Barcelona.
Right. It was a South African that won.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if South Africa's in Europe, but I mean, South Africa.
It's in EMEA. South Africa's in EMEA. Okay. Like Europe, what is that? Europe, Middle East. Oh, God, I'm going to mess this up. Something Africa. Anyway.
I like that something part. That's probably my favorite part of the world, actually.
But yeah, Urav Premlal, won by 14 strokes. He's ranked number 598 in the world. He had coming into the fourth round, he had a 5-shot lead. and back-to-back rounds of 63 on the weekend, and it is the biggest winning margin in professional golf is Tiger with 15 at the 2000 U.S. Open, so he won by 14, and so it's no U.S. Open, but like, man, 14 strokes, like that's nuts.
What is crazier about that is his kind of results leading up to this.
Yeah,
kind of none of it really made sense. So I'm gonna go over kind of some stats leading back to basically the Dunhill Championship, which was, or we'll just do 2026. So he starts 2026, starts off hot with T4, T39, miscut, T61, miscut, T31, T22, T31, T36, miscut, and then wins by 14. Golf is fucking hard.
Yeah, golf is, it's
insane.
Crazy.
I think Ryan French had some great tweets about him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty damn cool. Never heard of the guy, obviously. You know, I don't usually track guys that miss a bunch of cuts on the DP World Tour.
Yeah.
I used to love the European Tour.
You said this, coffee golf, right?
Yeah, pre-kids or when my kids were little. Nowadays, I try to get something on the TV, golf on the TV in the morning with a coffee, and they're like, my son keeps doing this line. He's like, "This isn't for kids." And I was like, "No, go fucking play with the 3,000 toys behind you and let me watch this. This is for daddy."
Yeah.
I just haven't got that, but hopefully soon. I'm more of a European Tour golfer when they get into the England and you're more into Scotland and getting that type of stuff later in the season. And we talked about the schedule earlier. I'm curious to see. It sounds like the DP World Tour they're not very happy with the sponsor going on there. I could see that changing. Obviously, we mentioned that the head of DP was on the files, so that didn't help. But I could see some changes happening where if the PGA Tour wants to create this partnership with the DP World Tour, have the PGA Tour's season be from whatever, the usual season, and then really have a lot of key events on the DP World Tour at the end, and feeding in where that kind of fall season's happening on the PGA Tour. I could see there being a better partnership there.
100%.
So, but yeah, I used to love it. I want to watch more of the DP World Tour. Obviously, this week I don't even know if there's a tournament, but it's been a weird schedule for them for the last while. Like Patrick Reed hasn't played in any event since the Masters.
Is he's in this week?
Yes,
though, right?
He is in this week. He hasn't played a single event since the Masters. So I don't like P's chances on this course. Some cool. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Where do we stand right now based off of last week? Because I've jumped ahead. I might be in a different race right now.
Well, you're $3.5 million ahead.
Yeah, I'm running ultra marathons. You're just running 5Ks right now.
I've run out of gas.
Yeah,
I need to find something, and I thought I had found something because Cam Young was right there. He was, and he just had an uncharacteristic from his usual play for the past, this whole season. Really, his putter just. I don't know what. He had a 4-putt and a 3-putt on Sunday. 4-putt from 14 feet. So he slipped down to. I said I wanted a top 10, and he did. He got a T10. And I thought I was going to get more than this, but I guess with a signature event because Rory did not play well. But I only gained $250,000 on you last week. So yeah, you're still up by $3.5 million. So still plenty of season left. Obviously, this weekend's major, 2 more majors, a few more signature events, but. I gotta find some gas somewhere.
Yeah, maybe start looking into the ladies tour just for the major season coming up. We have 4 more majors on the ladies tour coming up. You maybe
they
that's
have 5 majors a year.
They got 5.
Okay,
one of them's kind of fake.
Yeah.
But dive into over there. Maybe that's more your thing.
That's maybe where I can. Is Gabby Golf Girl playing?
Yeah. Maybe she's out there. You know what? I'll let you pick her.
Sponsors exemption.
Yeah, you can pick her every time, and we'll just give you $50,000, which is like T8 on the LPGA now.
You're right though. Those women's majors, that's where it could. I shouldn't say it's unpredictable. I know less about their game, but all of a sudden someone picks a win and someone misses the cut. There's a couple $1 million, right? So
we obviously, I'm just trying to see when it. So we have one coming up. The U.S. Women's Open's coming up. Oh, I cannot wait for that one. June 4th to 7th at Riv. That's gonna be sweet. The KPMG PGA Championship is at Hazeltine, which is awesome. Then we obviously have the Evian, which is fake major, but out in France. And then we have the AIG Women's Open, which I forget, where are they playing that this year?
Isn't that no, that was last year. It was in the Netherlands.
Yeah. This drives me crazy that I don't know, but the ladies, the fact that they're playing Hazeltine, the ladies for the PGA Championship, and where we usually are for the PGA Championship for the men is not nearly as good.
Yeah.
But we're going to chat about that.
Royal Lytham.
Oh, they're at Lytham and St. Anne's. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great setup. Man, it's just awesome major
This is in England?
Yes, that is in England. So
nice.
But yeah, no, I'm really happy. I think what we should do before, because I have a lot of things I want to chat about with the golf course and different players. I think we get straight to our picks for the PGA.
Yeah, let's do the picks.
And then we kind of break down what we should expect this week.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. So I get first pick this week.
So.
And I've been toying back and forth, and I've already picked him twice, but I need something. Yeah. I got to pick Scottie. It means that both you and I are done with Scott. I'd love to have a bit more of a buffer, maybe have him at the Open or something, but I need something. And I was looking through the stats. Like, you'd say that Scottie is having an off year. He's still ranked highest in scoring average, lowest in scoring average. Like, he's so many of the categories, he's still there or thereabouts. So I'm just hoping that he finds the driver this week, and I need something big.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it seems silly that it's coming down to two guys, but I truly believe it's him or Rory. I'll take Rory.
Oh, so you're done with Rory, I think.
I think I'm only taking him once. I took him once last week.
Yeah, no, you're right. So, you did. Yeah, so you picked him twice. Okay.
So
cool.
Scottie v. Rory again. This we've done this before. I lost in the previous time, I believe, but I think it's really going to come down to those guys. I do believe Cam Young's in the mix. We're going to break down each guy in the top 10.
Cam Young was, to be honest, Cam Young was. I've picked Cam Young twice. You've only picked him once. I was going to go with him, but I kind of like. I picked Cam Young twice. I picked Scottie twice. If I'm going to place my money on someone who's going to give me something this week, as good as Cam Young is playing, I'm going to go with Scottie. So.
Let's chat through a bunch of different information. Yeah. So just a couple random things leading into the major. Obviously, the golf course is going to play a big part. Yeah. I said for a while here, they're going to tear this place apart. It says it's going to be at around 7,400 yards.
7,394.
Yeah. Based on what I've read and what I've listened to, Friday Egg did a great video on Aronimink. Mm-hmm. Before I go into shitting on the golf course, my first thoughts are, when I saw this video and I look at this golf course, I am in love with this good place. I think it's so sick for me. I think it's an awesome golf course. It's a golf course you can play every single day. It looks fun. It looks challenging. The greens look insane.
We played on the sim.
I played it today. Dummied Ryan Lascelles for $20. The greens have a lot of undulation.
Yeah,
you're going to see pins in crazy spots that, based off where these guys are hitting it off the tee, it's really not going to matter. You're going to see a lot of shots within 150, a lot of wedges from the Rorys of the world.
So iron wedge play and putting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lag putting is going to play a big part. I still think the number is going to be outrageous.
Yeah.
Now, Ben Griffin, I believe, said -12. Could be a good number.
Yeah,
I'm going to guess like -15 right now.
Okay,
now
that's better than Valhalla a couple of years ago.
Yeah, now they haven't played here since 2018. It was very wet that week. Yeah. I think it ended up finishing they played 36 holes on Sunday to make that happen, or they finished on Monday. It was the BMW Championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, off the tee, Scottie said it, Rory said it, Bryson said it. They've all said it. There is literally no strategy off the tee.
Yeah. Minus 20. Keegan Bradley won it was minus 20.
Hit it wherever. And again, it was super soft that week.
Yeah.
Hit it literally anywhere and go find it, which is unfortunate, but that's the state of where the men's professional game is right now in that golf course. Now, 7,400 yards at a par 70 is a long golf course.
Yeah.
There's a long par 70. But when you got a Rory that can hit at 330 and cut all the corners, and it's not going to be hard. It's really not going to be that difficult for him.
Michael Kim tweeted because he does all that, he always does his practice round recaps, all this, which is great. He did say not as juicy as Oakmont, but the rough is juicy, but he also said it's patchy. So
the difference though at Oakmont is you hit in the rough and you have a 7-iron there. You hit in the rough here, you're hitting a wedge of some sort.
Yeah.
Like these guys are so strong that it really won't have that much effect.
Yeah.
The big thing here is there's, especially through the middle stretch of this golf course, it's built in the mountains of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a lot of side hill lies.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of weird shots. Where the ball's above your feet, below your feet. What course do they have that every single year at?
Yeah.
That's Augusta, who plays fucking well every single year at Augusta right now. Rory, it seems to figure it out. Who plays terrible on side hill lies, and because their clubs have to be the same fucking length, is a Bryson.
5 degrees upright.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to. I really think this golf course is really cool. There's some really cool holes. There's a one hole, I believe it's the 11th hole, if I'm not mistaken, that they've built this new tee, making it a drivable par 4.
Yeah.
But literally about 30 feet left of the green, there's a bunker, and then to the left of that bunker is OB.
Right.
Like it's right there.
So that's true risk reward.
There's going to be a lot of, but the thing is, they can just blast away right. And they used to have a lot of trees out of Aronimink. They've talked about how they took a lot of those trees out.
I saw that there was an interview with Gil Hands on that. Yeah.
And a lot of that, as he said, is trees take the nutrients away from the grass or whatever. I'm not an arborist, but right. And they had to take it out to maintain the grass. And it's unfortunate. I don't love a ton of trees on the golf course, but what are you playing? Are you playing golf course or are you playing trees? Yeah. Right. And what's more important to the health of the golf course?
Well, I think his argument was twofold. It was if you look back, what was it, 1930s, like when Donald Ross designed this course, like it was not designed as a course to have a lot of trees.
Yeah.
So like that's not the intended way the golf course was meant to play. And then secondary to that is the trees, more trees, ultimately sacrifice the quality of the turf. Now, I saw people commenting on Twitter, oh, what about Augusta? They got trees everywhere. Augusta's got money coming out their ears, right?
It's different trees though. So Augusta has trees everywhere, and they're fairway lined. They're thin. They're not, like the whole course is fairway, right? And then there's trees over there, and that's a bad shot. Now, the difference of a big bad shot being 30 yards off the fairway, you're in the trees, versus here, just a big tree in the way is kind of, it's cool. Yeah, but it does feel a little silly at times. Yeah, for sure. So the biggest comparable in all the research I've really done on this is really Oak Hill, which is in New York there. It's very similar. That was where PGA was in Brooks won there, and Jason Duffner won there as well. Very similar kind of old school design. Maybe the rough does get long, and you do see like Brooks won at -9 that week. Scottie won last year, Quail Hollow at -11. It just, how it gets there might look very different. Of maybe those greens do play a huge effect. Maybe the rough is thick, but I just think they're not going to be playing the golf course as obviously it's originally intended. We can talk about the golf ball. We can talk about Kim Young's golf ball. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, he's already claims to already be playing a rollback conforming ball,
which is stupid. If that is the rollback and you have a guy that can still hit it 330 yards off the tee, what are we doing?
And that we won't get into it because we've spoken about this before, right? About how it's like it's smoke and mirrors right now about like what this thing actually is. So
but when I look at, and this has always been my big thing with the PGA Championship, is golf course always plays a big part, and great venues matter, right? Quail Hollow was last year, Valhalla. both of those are duds. Southern Hills was actually decent. Shout out to Mita Pereira. I don't know if you saw.
I saw he's BMXing this week.
Yeah, mountain biking, just living that retired life. Took his paycheck and said, "See you later." Kiawah was awesome. TPC Hardin Park was. It was exciting, I think, more because what else did we have to do in 2020 other than watch that golf tournament? It might be one of the most memorable shots ever in a PGA when Colin Morikawa drove that green to like 6 feet on that drivable par 4. But there's just a lot of duds in here, right? Like Bethpage is good, but just a lot of dud.
Well, and to your point about Quail Hollow, like and I don't know the intricacies like you do, but there's presumably there's a difference between what makes a good tour course and a good major course.
Yes.
And like when you talk about Quail Hollow. Quickly, when you mentioned Kiawah as well, shout out Courtney, my ex-colleague who I just left my job from. She has someone or knows someone who worked there or works there. Anyway, if you want to go get your ass kicked at Kiawah one time on the Ocean Course.
So a couple of my buddies that were caddies out on the PGA Tour still are. Both of them played Division I golf. One of them played on PGA Tour Canada. May have actually won on PGA Tour Canada. Went out and played there a few years back, and it was windy as hell.
Yeah.
One of them shot 99 and one of them shot 98.
Yeah.
Kiawah was hard as hell.
Go out and Operation Break 100.
I think what they did too, they're like, it's so fucking windy, it's going to be terrible. Let's play the tips. Like, if it's going to be bad, let's just make it
7,500
let's
or
just
something.
make it bad.
Oh,
right?
man.
So Kiawah
that would actually be, like, I mean, we're not like we have money to burn. That would be kind of fun. Like, go to a course like that and play from the tips. Just, I don't think I could break 100. There's no way I could break 100.
Not
from the
with
tips.
that wind.
No, not with
that wind.
No, but every par 4 is going to be a par 5.
It's deep.
Par 5s, par 3. Yeah, it's God.
But the thing about Aronimink is from the tips here at 7. Their members, he's usually around 7,200.
Yeah,
I think you could probably get close to 80 even though. Like, it's not. There's a lot of dog.
You've seen my driver.
Saw. I haven't seen the new one yet. Why don't we break down our thoughts on kind of the top dogs?
Yeah,
here
let's go.
Let's go
has
through the best betting odds
yeah.
and like what our thoughts are. Obviously, you pick Scottie being number 1.
Yeah. So Scottie, it's kind of strange, right? Because for the past, you had that 2024 season, which was just, I don't know. It was like every week he's going to win. Then you had last year, you had the slow start, and you're like, oh yeah, that was a one-hit wonder. And then sure enough, recovered from the broken, the cut hand, and it was like the same thing. This year just seems a lot, way more unpredictable from Scottie. And look, he's always there or thereabouts. Like, he's going to be like, he's going to be inside the top 20 this week, like guaranteed. He'll probably be inside the top 10. Yeah. And I would say like 50% chance he's inside the this is going to make no sense the way I'm explaining this, but like 50% chance he's inside the top 20, 75 he's inside the top 10, and I don't know.
It's got to be backwards.
Yeah,
75 in the top 20.
That's you know what I mean. But I think the driver has been the iron play hasn't been up to the same snuff that we've expected from him, but it's still very good. The key, and maybe this is where the course plays into his hands, because the driver has just been very erratic. So if he's been able to work on that, obviously didn't play last week at Quail, and so if he's been able to work on that, Again, I can't break down the golf swing like you can, but they did a comparison with him at the first round of the Masters compared to the first round of the Masters last year, and his driver swing was a lot shorter. So whether he's been doing that intentionally or not,
he's got dad back, man.
Yeah,
he's got second kid coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, I guess.
So if he's been able to, something you were working with me on, lengthening out that backswing, right? If the driver is good this week, that's what's going to be the key for Scottie.
Now, everyone's on his case. You've only won once this year, right? You won the first event of the year, the American Express, or was that the first event?
It wasn't the first. It was the third,
whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's had 3 events outside of the top 4.
Oh yeah, his last
3 starts are second, P second. I didn't know P second, playoff second is what that stands for. I've never seen that on here before. But
wait, so he was in a playoff and he didn't win the playoff?
For the RBC Heritage with Matt Fitzpatrick.
Cool.
And then obviously finished second in the Masters as well.
Yeah.
He had T4 at Pebble Beach, T3
which is insane Phoenix. When we're like, oh, Scottie's not playing that well.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
We just come to expect six wins from him every year.
It is funny because you're like, yeah, he's terrible right now at the driver. He's 5th shots gained off the tee right now. It is his irons.
Yeah.
He's 42nd, which is crazy, which is really damn good. You know what, though, he's number 1 shots gained total.
Yeah.
His only thing of the kind of the main ones that isn't there is the approach right now. So something's going on with the irons. Maybe those weird lies aren't going to help right now.
Interesting.
But I truly believe Scottie or Rory are going to win this week. I just, the other guys we're going to get to in a second. Cam Young's the other one where it's like, what if here? Let's chat a little bit about Rory.
Yeah.
He's got this, toenail issue.
Well, I saw this headline and I thought like maybe he stubbed his toe and his toenail came off, but no, he had a blister under his big toe. And he actually ripped the toenail off in the bathtub.
That's sick. Shout out to baths. I'm a big bath guy.
You're a big Scotch and bath guy.
Big
light
Scotch
a candle.
I think we should record the pod from there. Like you sit in on your toilet, I'll lay in the bath with a Scotch.
I was gonna say, I hope we're not both in the bathtub together. We could do that.
Get a hot tub.
Yeah, we'll get a hot
tub.
Hot tub. Catherine has requested the hot tub. We've got lots to do around here, but yeah.
What's going on here? You guys are falling apart.
Hot tub pod would be sick.
Get a hot tub. That would be different. That sets us apart. Tell her that. People are gonna want to sponsor two guys with
two guys in a hot tub
very
podcast.
Mediocre bodies.
Hey man, speak for yourself. Yeah, no, I'm mediocre.
You're not who you were at 30, man. Maybe we just gotta get in the gym together. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think a blister has any effect. It's going to annoy him walking around, but when he's hitting it, I don't think it has any effect.
He's got custom shoes for it this week.
Well, he has custom shoes every week.
Yeah,
so,
but if it's that big toe, it'd be interesting if it's on the right foot or the left, because it's on that right foot as you roll over.
Yeah, that would annoy him, I guess, but I'm not worried. You're
not worried about it?
No, I'm really not. He has all the money in the world. Someone can
fire some shots in there.
Shots, whatever. Yeah. Cut his fucking toe off. I don't know. Like, put a fake toenail on top of it. Like, there's so many options, I'm sure.
But a blister, it would be how satisfying would that have been? Because he had a blister under there and he took the toenail off so he could pop the blister.
That is some interesting stuff.
It's like a lesser what was that movie? Was it 24 where James Franco gets stuck in the big cave?
Are you talking about the one where the guy cuts off his arms? That's not called. I forget what that movie is called.
I thought it was 24.
I know exactly what you're talking
24
about.
hours. Yeah, I think it's called.
That's sick. But yeah, no, he needs that's awesome.
Yeah.
But no, I think with his distance, as even Scottie said, like he's gonna hit in spots that only him and Bryson really can.
Yeah.
And his wedges have been way better recently. He's good off those side hill lies. It's just the putter's good this year, so I think Scottie, Rory are almost guaranteed top 5 finishes.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Rory right now is that he's almost obviously he's now won the Masters back to back. We've spoken about this. Solidified himself as the best European golfer of all time. He now has his Grand Slam. He proved the Masters wasn't a fluke. All of these things. And I think he's actually relieved a lot of pressure from himself through the winning, but then also the way he's conducting himself. Hey, I'm just going to play like I'm, not past his prime, but, he's kind of getting over that hill and just saying, hey, I'm going to play the events that I'm going to do what I want now, right? Mm-hmm. And so I don't think you can take his performance at Quail Hollow for as indicative of his form, because I think he's just going to be like, hey, I'm feeling it this week, I'm going to give it a run. I'm not feeling it this week, I don't really care.
Rory famously a few years ago when he was coming back to defend his Canadian Open title, there was a lot of chatter. Basically, he was just trying stuff out leading into the U.S. Open.
Yep.
Probably the exact same thing here. He was probably just like, I'm just trying stuff out, trying out some different feels, and here we are. So I'm really not worried about Rory. I will be I think it's either top 5 for Rory or like a 40.
Yeah,
it's just like whatever. I'm not in it right away. So hopefully that's not the case, because 7 majors is a lot bigger than 6.
6, yeah, exactly.
And 6 was a lot bigger than 5.
I feel like the Grand Slam. I feel like every one after that now is, I don't want to say icing on the cake, but it actually adds a lot more.
Oh, it's another layer of cake.
Yeah.
At some point, we're gonna have a cake the stripper can pop out of if this guy keeps going. So that's what I'm looking for at Rory. I want to see a stripper pop out of the cake at the end of this week. Cam Young's obviously the next betting favorite.
Yeah,
I was trying to come up with an analogy for Cam Young, and let me cook here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Young is, to me, when you're watching him, it's great. It's like, oh, this is really awesome. But once it's over, you really don't care. You're like, it's over. It's like, oh, he won. Like, he doesn't even care. I was trying to find an analogy of like going to the dentist there. It was like, oh, I'm at the dentist. Like, I know I have to be here and I know it's good for me and it matters. But at the end, I'm like, that fucking sucked in the end.
It's going to the dentist and you're like, oh, this is going to really suck. And then you get there and you get out. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like, whatever.
That's really it with Cam. Like, I love the game. I love watching his golf swing.
Yeah.
The personality and the little care and the little emotion just does nothing for me. I truly don't understand how this guy is like some people's like favorite player ever.
No, I mean, I think it's a bit, and I don't think this is what you meant. I think it's a bit harsh to say don't care, because these guys obviously care, right?
Oh,
but it was the same with Kristoffer Reitan at the weekend. I read all that thing, right? Like almost quit, 2000th in the world, all this stuff, and then he wins a signature event for almost $4 million. And you could see he was overcome with emotion. Like he did care, but he kind of like, he does this, and you're like, but it's a catch-22, right? Because at the end of the day, you get a guy like Tyrrell Hatton who wears his heart on his sleeve and who has won and who is very good at golf. But
I'm all for Hatton.
No, me too. I am as well. But the catch-22 is, right, like we've spoken about my challenges with emotions on the golf course, right? It's like you're never going to be like this, right? There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And it's a matter of keeping the ups and downs within a range, right? And Cam Young's range is just super narrow. The downs are like this and the ups are like this, versus Tyrrell Hatton, where it's like
I think a better example of the complete opposite would be a Bryson, where it's everything he's doing, you're like, that's so fake, right? Like even when Bryson won like the U.S. Open and all that stuff,
high-fiving the fans.
It just felt so phony, right?
Yeah.
So I guess what would I rather? I don't know. I think I hate both of them. I don't hate Cam Young. That's the thing.
No.
It's just like it just does nothing.
But it is, you like when a guy wins a major, you want to like, and this is where I think like. Obviously, Rory's won at the Masters like last year and this year. Like the celebration last year was incredible.
Yep.
Even Scottie's win last year at Quail Hollow at the PGA, right? Like sinks the putt and he's kind of like, he seems pretty somber, shakes hands, and then he does the fist pump, throws the hat. Yeah. Like, I want to see a bit of that.
Yeah, I need to see something out of Cam this week. I truly believe he's right in the mix. I think it's those three have separated. Fitz might be there. Is Fitz there? Is Fitz one of the 4? Is it a big 4 or is it a big 3?
I mean,
is it a big 3 with
Fitz? if you're gonna go based off form and you're gonna say who are the 4 guys, Fitz is there. I feel like maybe. But I guess
the question is it 4 or is it 3?
I think it's 4. Okay. I honestly think it's 4. I think Fitz, and I mean, not to the same level, but like, is Alex in the mix, right? Like he's not at all.
No,
not at all. Why?
No, he's playing very well this year.
Yeah.
He won a fake tournament to get his PGA Tour card.
And then he got a T9 and a T2 or T3.
Yeah, but both of those tournaments he had a chance to win and just absolutely
Sure. Yeah.
Alex Fitzpatrick has no chance to win this week. I like his game. I like the story.
Sorry. I should clarify. I definitely wasn't saying Alex is part of like a big five or whatever.
I'm saying he has no chance to win.
What would you
not
say?
A chance.
Top 20, top 10.
Yeah, I think a top 20.
Yeah.
Is okay. He's still playing well. A top 10. I'll revisit next week if this guy's on to something. But
fair enough.
As of right now, yeah, I think he's played really damn good this year. But you got to show me
a bit more.
Yeah, I need to see you. I think Sunday kind of showed me like he's got some ways to go into being comfortable with winning on a tour that he clearly matters more to him than the DP World Tour.
I think I may be talking in a different. I probably my bad to kind of mix that in there because I was talking because as far as like as you say, like whatever we say about winning a fake tournament to get in, but the way he's performed since then, you would have to say is well above average. I agree, not a chance in this week. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, it is the big four with the if I was to rank it, I would probably say, Scottie, Rory 1A, 1B. Cam Young 2, Fitzy 3.
Yeah, I think that's the way to look at it for sure. I don't think anyone else is close. Like the next betting favorite is Rahm. I have Masters PTSD, dude. I don't expect anything from Rahm.
No, I don't because like, and this is the whole thing with the way golf is right now. You know, Rahm is like, he's number one in strokes gained, but they're playing completely different courses. Someone put, this is really bad because this is really an anecdote, but someone was posting like Jon Rahm's hitting like over 80% of greens on these courses that they're playing on live,
and it's from like 7,000 yards.
Yeah, it's just you cannot compare. And I think also with all the stuff, if we want to talk about Rahm for a second, yeah, I have, and look, I could be proven completely wrong. Maybe he learned from the Masters, but yeah, just not expecting. And you know what? In fact, to be honest, short of Tyrrell Hatton, not expecting anything out of anyone from live this week.
When have you ever played good golf when you have a lot going on in your life?
Oh, no, exactly. And all of this stuff, like
his comments about his contract are the most telling things I've ever heard. His no comment on when they were like, what did you learn about that decision going to live? Or I can't make a comment, basically, and I think he regrets it. I think we're getting more and more people are coming out with things where he hasn't said it on the record that he regrets it, but you're going to get some stories. I think he thought, I'm such a big dog that if I go over to live, this can bring everything back together, and I'm going to get the money, and I'm going to have my cake, and a stripper might come out of it, and I'm going to eat it too, right? And
the cake, right?
No comment. Right? And it hasn't worked out, and I think he regrets everything about it. He's out there on this, as I called it, the Savannah Bananas league, and it's not, there's he's playing well, but he should win every single week. Bryson should win every single week. It should just be those.
Well, they should be in contention every single week.
And I expect nothing out of him.
I just want to not digress. I just want to take a quick little detour with two things, because the thing that you said about like all these players, like I believe in growing the game, and I made a great decision here. I think there's a lot more guys over there, speculation here, who are in Graeme McDowell's boat. Graeme McDowell came out last week and he said, he didn't say he regretted his decision. He said, and you've made this point before about Harold Varner. Harold Varner went over there and was like, hey, PGA Tour has been nothing but great to me. This was generational money for my family. I'm doing it. There were a bunch of guys who played lip service.
Him, DJ, and Brooks were the three that just...
And there were a bunch of guys that played lip service to the whole, no, like we're growing the game and it's for the good of the game. Graeme McDowell came out last week and said, I regret saying that because I went for the money. And so I think there's a lot more guys that I think Jon Rahm might be one of them who are in that same camp who are like, yeah, I was sort of maybe caught up in this like feel good Kool-Aid drinking, whatever it is. But realistically, they went for the fucking money. Like, let's and Graeme McDowell said the same thing. The last thing I just want to say on this, like with Liv, I read another really good article from I think it was KVV actually, from Fried Egg. And he was saying you cannot buy history. right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the PGA Tour, the majors, like all of these things, like if you go back to the Masters in the 1950s, like there was like no one watching, right? Like, and those things have become what they are because of history.
Mm-hmm.
And Liv went in being like, we're going to be the same thing but better without the history. And it's like,
I think way to do that, let's bring in the chain smokers.
But I think the whole, if they were to do this over again, the whole marketing pitch should not be like if their pitch is growing the game of golf, narrow in on that. Don't narrow in on like
what the fuck does that mean anymore?
No, I agree.
I think there's a separate thing, real quick.
Yeah,
I think we need a podcast, and I think the title needs to be "What the fuck does it mean to grow
the game of golf?"
Because I think we are being waterboarded with grow the game lately, and I think I've lost what it means.
No, I think ultimately for them, it's moving away from a North American centric view, I guess, of golf. But I think to your point, like this is where there's the opportunity for the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour to work really closely together, right? Where you have those DP Tour World events kind of like on either end of the PGA Tour schedule with some events littered in the middle, and you have that. Now at the same time, there is just sorry, I'm going way off track here. Maybe I'll cut this, but there is at the end of when you look at any, Ryan French did this as well. When you look at any successful sport, it is about eyes on the television. It is about the broadcast rights, right? So all these people are like, oh, people in Australia want to watch golf. People, all this kind of stuff. Okay,
it's 2 a.m.
Australia's 20 million people. 20 million people. The NBA gets 20 million people watching a playoff game. Right? Like, and so, yes, like the people of Australia, the people of South Africa, the people of New Zealand, yes, they deserve that. But at what point does it just not become financially viable? Because you cannot get eyes on the TV screen, right? Like it's just the reality of the world that we live in.
So you don't think Rahm's going to play well?
Yeah. Circling back, I have no expectations.
I guess we don't need to talk about Bryson then.
Let's talk about Bryson because he posted.
Do we have to?
He posted 9 holes of a practice round. I have no expectations for Bryson. It was a practice round. He was the thing about Bryson, and you even see this on YouTube, right, where he has no pressure. He's from 100 yards. He's hitting wedges to 35 feet. Like it's just his iron game, his distance control, and his spin control is not there.
Yeah, I don't expect anything out of Rahm. I don't expect anything out of Bryson. I have the next 3 in the betting odds: Ludwig, Xander, Tommy. Those are the 3 where I'm like, yeah, all 3 of you should be in the mix. All 3 of you.
If you had to pick one out of these 3, who would it be?
That is fucking hard.
Yep.
I might be moving away on Tommy. I think Tommy's got a really good chance at Birkdale this year. I think he's got a really good chance at the
10.
U.S.
He'll
Open.
Sneak into T10.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a non-competitive top 10 out of Tommy. It's just gonna be one of those. Ludwig is that guy where I've been guilty of it. Everyone else has been where, again, we're shoving it down your throat, being like, this guy's your next big major champion. And based on the setup, I don't know. Is it a Ludwig week? He plays well at the Masters. Maybe it's similar with all the crazy greens. I could see Ludwig winning. Xander's the one of the 3 where I have the biggest question mark. It's either going to be like a T4 or it's going to be like a T50. I truly don't know. Can Xander get back to that form of that injury? He
hasn't quite got back there.
Yeah,
sorry, I shouldn't say quite. He hasn't got back there at all.
It's unfortunate because Xander was so damn good for so long. And when is he going to win that major? And then he goes and picks up 2, and it was like, okay, now the floodgates open, and it's like then he gets hurt, and then he can't get back. So of the 3, I think I like Ludwig the most of those 3. Of this group, if it's not Rory or Scottie winning, what do I think's the most interesting story is probably Ludwig winning of this group, because I think
he's probably also the most not his game, but where he could be on the leaderboard, probably the most volatile.
Yeah, I think for him, what happened at the Players, if he gets into contention this Sunday or he has a lead going into Sunday, I think he's learned a lot and that he will come out and get it done. I think he's learned that way.
It's kind of like if he's within, 3 or 4 of the lead coming into the weekend, he'll be one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other one, just from like a betting favorites, and I think it's a little high, but I said early in the year, watch out for Brooks. This guy is probably going to win a major this year. The fact that we're talking about him in 11th, I think he's never played great on the PGA Tour. It's not been his thing. He's always been a majors guy. Like, watch out for Brooks. I truly believe Brooks is pissed that Rory passed him in the major race. I think he is happy. Everyone said that. Like, he was happy out on Myrtle Beach. When would Brooks have ever been happy playing
those comments were like, we've spoken about people's stock rising and falling, the rise of Patrick Reed's stock, the fall of Jon Rahm stock. And I don't know, like, sure, Brooks' stock fell when he went to live. I've always liked Brooks, but like his stock also continues to rise. Just like the way he's out on, this is a 5-time major championship winner playing in a opposite field event in Myrtle Beach, saying, I haven't been this happy playing. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
Sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I actually was looking through my phone the other day of kind of old pictures, and there's a photo of when I was caddying Brooks hitting beside us caddying.
Wait, sorry, you didn't caddy for Brooks.
No,
you were in the same group?
No, we were just on the range. And he was literally in the bay right beside us, and I took that picture. I was just starstruck at that point. And I know his brother a little bit, Chase. We had some interviews, ran into Chase in St. Andrews actually the last time I was there.
Yeah.
And when we interviewed Chase, Brooks was walking by eating pizza in the background, gave a wave. That's the only thing I know about Brooks. But I've never actually heard anything bad said about Brooks, from a player. Everyone likes Brooks. Yeah. Because he's just a guy.
He's just a chill dude.
He's a chill guy that just wants to win these big tournaments. So watch out for him. Let's go over some dark horses though, really quickly. Who's your biggest dark horse?
Well, you had one here. I added a few more. And I mean, like Ricky, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. I had them all in the same bucket before last weekend, where it's like, I've been on the record talking about Jordan Spieth. Like, yes,
Jordan Spieth has a chance to win the Grand Slam this week for the 10th year in a row, I believe.
Yeah. Which is not going to happen. But I think after
that would be the number one story of the week if that goes down.
I'm not saying I'm rooting against it.
You know what? I'm even fine with him just getting in the mix on Sunday and doing a Jordan Spieth and blowing up. That would be amazing theater.
No, it would. And sorry, when I say it's not going to happen, I'm not rooting against it. Can you imagine if we saw 2 Grand Slam winners in, I guess, 2.
Even seeing it in your lifetime, 3 if you count Tiger,
but 2 within 3 years, like it would.
It could be 3. Yeah, with Scottie winning the US Open this year,
exactly. So I'm not rooting against it, but it's just not going to happen. But yes, Ricky. I mean, after seeing his play at the weekend, but it's kind of like that. Hot potato, cold potato. Is a potato hot, is a potato cold? I don't know. If you want me to pick,
you should be able to know if a potato's hot or cold. If you shouldn't, you might want to see a doctor. Enough of these sleep tests. Go be like, I can't tell if this is hot or cold, doc.
But dark horses we got down. We got Ricky. We got Bob McIntyre, Sepp Straka, Sam Burns, Russell Henley. If you want me to put, my dark horse here is probably Sepp Straka, to be honest. This guy, it's funny. He's one of the guys where you see him in the mix one week, you don't see his name for 3 weeks, and then you see him in the mix again. And I feel like there's something about this guy getting up for big occasions. So I like Russell Henley as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going off vibes there. I'm going off vibes.
It's been a long time since we haven't had a dog win the PGA Championship. The last one
when you say a dog, you're talking about a Georgia Bulldog?
No. But I mean, they tend to win. Yeah. But if you look at the last kind of 9 winners, every one of these players was at least second in the world at one point.
Yeah.
So you got Scottie, you got Xander Brooks, obviously won 2 of them in the last 9 years. JT won 2 in the last 9 years. Colin Morikawa, Phil, right? The last kind of guy where it's like, oh, he won. Jimmy Walker, right?
Okay, yeah.
So we might be due for a Sepp Straka to win. I think the biggest name that no one's really talking about coming into this is we're gonna get to that fucking guy. Is Goddard. Goddard's got game. He hasn't been the best of form.
Hot start to the
players.
year.
Hot start. Hot kind of 7-8 months there with the Scottish Open leading up until
what was it? 3 wins in like 8 months.
But I think Goddard's good. The story of the dark horses, if we're not the non-Jordan Spieth one though, I think's Ricky. I think Ricky was the guy that everyone thought would win a major. This would be great. I think if you're like, okay, go pick, you get one story of the week. And it's not Jordan Spieth, right? I think Rory's a cool story, but is it as exciting if Ricky goes out and gets that win?
No, it's not as exciting as Jordan. I think that the problem with Ricky and Jordan have different problems that put them in the same spot right now. I think to win a golf tournament, and especially to win a major, you don't necessarily need to we've seen it before, you don't have to put 4 good rounds together. But you need like 2.5, 3 good, right? Ricky is the guy right now where he has like 1 good round out of 4. And at the Truist, he was able to string together 2 or 3 good rounds. Jordan is just like 2 or 3 under every round. Like, as volatile as his game.
It's just, that's what makes him sick.
Oh, no, I agree. But point being, right, is that if you're going to shoot 2 under, 2 under, 2 under, you need to mix in like a 6 or a 7 under. Yeah. And I just don't see that from him right now. And then with Ricky, we've seen it multiple times this year. He started last week with a 74, right? And then just caught fire. But like he's got the ability to go out and shoot 64, but then shoots 72, 70, 70. Like it's just, you're not going to win tournaments like that. But I'm rooting but we've spoken about this before, the Ricky, JT, Justin Spieth, that group, like seeing Jordan Spieth would be the coolest story this week. But if any 3 of those guys won, it would be sick.
I don't know if Justin Thomas winning a 3rd PGA would be that cool personally.
Sorry, I'm talking about back in the winners circle in general.
That's
fair. That's totally
too much for me. Yeah. It would be funny Ricky winning and having more majors than Tommy. That would be funny to me. Like he's got 9 PGA Tour wins, something like that. Like Ricky was a guy. Another guy, Justin Rose.
Sorry, more majors than Justin Thomas?
No, I meant than Tommy. Tommy has 0.
Okay.
Like with Tommy's skill level and always being in the mix and just being so good to not win. Like just a true ATM. Mm-hmm. This guy just prints money.
So you asked me who's your dark horse?
Ricky was my dark horse, but it said Goddard's one that you got to watch out for this week. I mean, if we go really deep into the odds here, let me just pull up the
very
field
prepared here, folks.
Well, I wasn't expecting to go deep in the field. Actually, you know what? Why don't I go down the field? Because that's always my favorite.
We're not going to sit here for 20 minutes while you go down the whole field.
No, I think I need to go through the field of who's in the field, who are some names that I think are
5.
No, I'm gonna just let me cook for a second.
Oh God!
And you're gonna see a lot of guys out there. So the PGA Championship obviously have a lot of PGA professionals that will be playing this week that you've never heard of. The first name Derek Berg, never heard of this guy, but I'm just wondering if there's any other names in this field. I see Keegan out there. Daniel Brown's in this field somehow. This is crazy. Wyndham Clark, what happened to that guy? Corey Connors off to just not a great start for Corey this year. Jason Day, what's up with him other than his clothes? His
clothes are sick.
Are they? Luke Donald's in the field.
He's a 4. Is he
he's never won a major. While I go down, can you figure out how Luke Donald got in? Is it just because he is the Ryder Cup captain?
Eligibility, Ryder Cup captain.
Maybe. I don't know. Alex Fitzpatrick, obviously, in the field, up to 83rd in the world, which is sick. Ryan Fox, that guy's kind of fallen off the planet. Ryan Gerard, another guy that's been really quiet lately, too. This is a sick name. Jordan Gumberg. That is a sick name. He's a PGA professional, I would assume. Nothing really standing out now. I mean, this is a dark horse that you could just throw $1 on him and make some money potentially. Is Rio, as I call him, Antihistamine. How do you say his last name? Rio
Hasatsune.
Hasatsune. Tom Hoge, I don't know how he got in the field. Max Homa, I think, got in the field.
Oh, Tom Hoge got in because Jake Knapp pulled out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven Yeager is obviously in the field, your boy. Chris Kirk, again, there's some names in here. I truly do not understand how they got in here. There's nothing really crazy. I think Jimmy Walker is still eligible due to his win a while ago. But yeah, the Potgieter's in there. Potgieter might make some noise.
Yeah.
With how you can kind of hit the ball everywhere this week.
That guy is...
I would hate that. Just a true ball speed imposter getting out there and just picking up a top 5. But it's a good field. But how did you ever figure out how he got
I think it's literally because he's probably the Ryder Cup captain. He's in there for via PGA of America invitee spot. Yeah.
Sick. How many Canadians we got in the field? We got
maybe that was a bet he placed. He's like, "Hey guys, if we win the Ryder Cup at Bethpage, you got to invite me."
I like that. Quickly on the Canadians though, we got Yella Miraju.
Watch out for that guy.
That would be sick. Yeah. Nick Taylor. Don't know if he's got the length.
Canadians, we haven't really had a great start to the year, have we?
No, Pendy's playing bad. He's in the field, but he's off to a rough start as well.
Yeah.
Just had a kid, so I get it.
I mean, Yella Miraju out of the Canadians this year, you'd have to say is
been the most consistent.
And we're still a few months away, but where does that start to play into President's Cup sort of? I mean, International's going to get their ass handed to.
And Corey in the field. So we got 4.
Yeah.
Of those 4, I'm always going to probably pick Corey, but maybe, I'll take Pendy this week. Do you want to do a Canadians bet? Want to throw in it?
Yeah, I'll take Yella Miraju.
Versus Pendy? Sure.
Yeah, okay. Sure. There we go.
Add that in before you forget.
Yeah. I got it.
Justin Rose, we're getting deep here. How long are we going? Like an hour and 20 minutes?
We've got a couple of things to wrap up.
Yeah, but Justin Rose had 2 golf bags out this week.
Really?
You didn't see this?
No, I did.
He literally had
I started a new job, man.
Full golf bags out.
Both with McLaren clubs?
One of them had 2 full sets of McLaren irons in it, and the other had a set of McLaren irons. Huh. He obviously is sponsored by them, and I think he's got some sort of stake in the business.
Yeah.
He always said, it's not my irons. That's what's going wrong now.
He has to say that.
He has to. So, Justin Rose. I'm over Justin Rose now.
I think your prediction from a few weeks ago came true, right? Yeah. He's in great form, and presumably he had a contract which says this was going to happen at a certain time. It came, again, speculation, came at an unfortunate time, really.
Yeah. So maybe he shuts all this up, and then
who knows?
He drives away with the Wanamaker and a McLaren.
That would be
speeding
awesome.
out after middle finger in the air.
What did we find? It's $375 US per iron that were from the McLaren golf clubs.
They were, insane.
Yeah,
insane. Yeah. Quickly, Michael Block. I'm over him already.
You go, because I've got a rebuttal to this.
You're a Michael Block guy?
I'm not a Michael Block guy, but did you see the interview this week that came out?
It does sound like he's in on the joke more than we realize, but then I saw a clip today where I'm like, really?
What was it? What was the clip?
He was like
he was being interviewed?
No, he was on the golf course, and he said, I'm going to hear some applause if I hit this well, or blah, blah, blah. And he hits in the bunker and they boo him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you got to boo him if he hits the bunker. He just
So I saw that. And so I was, to be honest, I was pretty indifferent to the whole thing. And then I saw that interview this week, and he basically said, I think you never know, whether it's news media or sports media or anything like that. And I think this is why I like, Ryan French so much. He kind of just tells it how it is. They have, it's probably no secret to anyone, they have this ability to fabricate emotions and stories into different things. And I think that's what happened with Michael Block. He came out this week and he was like, man, I think he said, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but he said he still shudders about that whole, he made a hole-in-one at a major, right?
Which that was cool.
That should be an everlasting memory.
Yeah.
And he came out and said something the backlash, for want of a better word, from that was so great that he actually kind of almost resents that memory. And he's like, man, I'm just a dude. I love my wife, my kids, and my dog, and I play golf. Like I don't think he's not there, sort of egging this whole thing on.
Yeah,
like,
but
I
when
think
you
it was
make that video of
fabricated.
you in the car listening to rap music, just bobbing your
fair
head
enough,
to it,
fair enough. Yeah,
but give the guy credit. I'm giving him credit because so he makes that T15 at the PGA, so he gets in the next year, and then proceeds to get a sponsor's invite from the Charles Schwab right after that. Gets a sponsor's invite from the Canadian Open. I absolutely hated that. Went to the Australian Open after that. Like and then the next year I think he got a sponsor's invite into the American Express. Like it's just miscut after miscut after miscut after miscut, which makes sense because like he's a PGA pro. He's a really good one.
Yeah.
He might go out and play on the Champions Tour in a couple years. Like he's got
and to put it into context,
if he
right?
Can get
he's the American equivalent of like you.
He's a lot better than me.
No, but I mean, his job is a PGA professional.
And now there was a bunch of stuff that came out after that PGA Championship. It was like, this guy's never giving lessons. Like, all he does is play golf, and when he does give a lesson, it's like
probably like
$1,000. And I'm sure he's a great pro and knows the golf swing in and out. But it is weird. Yeah, he's just one of those guys where it's just like, I've had enough. But you're gonna get that. I would love another story like that this week. It was a great story, but if
there was another PGA professional that kind of made that breakthrough.
And I will say, knowing my own personality, I would have done the exact fucking same thing.
Oh man, if you got into, would be
T15 at the PGA Championship, absolutely, you'd see me everywhere.
You'd have on your car, you'd have like the sign writing down the side.
It'd be wrapped. Stefan Tudor, T15 2026 PGA Championship. Me holding my finger up, hole in one. The amount of money I made in the tournament.
A QR code to book lessons.
QR code to book lessons. Music playing outside my truck. Not even in it, just outside.
Oh, you wouldn't have a truck. You wouldn't have a truck. Maybe a new truck.
No, it'd be like one of those lifted
big
ones.
Jacked up ones.
Yeah. Like I would be I'd be egregious. And absolutely. Australian Open, you want me to come play?
I think what I need to do? I need to go into ChatGPT and generate an image.
Oh, absolutely. But no, I would be that on crack. I know that.
And you know what? I would expect you to.
Yeah.
I would expect you to.
But the difference is like if it happened to me now, it would be out of the blue, and then it'd be like, where did this come from? Yeah, I'm never gonna do that again.
And then we go out for a money match next week, and you shoot 79.
Exactly. that is like the nightmares I have in my sleep. But I mean, all said and done, I am looking forward to the week. It's weird. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch. I got like a 75th birthday for my father-in-law this weekend.
Well, you and me both. I got a tournament at the weekend, so hopefully maybe I just play like shit on Saturday, so then I can finish up early. On
maybe
Sunday.
I'll let my wife drive to her parents' house on Friday. I'll just sit and drive.
Oh, you're going down?
Actually, shout out to Lookout Point Private Club in Font Hill. Going out to play that. Looking forward to that. Never played it. Heard it's awesome. So
I saw your post. I was like, hey, is anyone in Hamilton, Niagara want to play golf next week? I was like, thanks for the invite. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm away this weekend.
He wouldn't have came anyway.
Yeah.
So, Any final parting words before we wrap it up?
Next week we do my tournament breakdown. We will.
I think we got it. We got to break it down.
We will. Okay, yeah, we
got to break it down. We got to understand what happened out there.
Honestly, it'll come back. I'll come back and be like, I shot +4 or I shot +24. It's going to be one of the two. So we'll see.
Just make sure you beat a 13 on hole 8. So
I don't mind hole 8. That's fine. I'm not gonna obviously I'll try and get some pictures to contextualize it. But episode 23. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that jazz. You want to tell the people, you want to tell the folks? You do a great job of that.
I do. I want to tell the folks. Do I have any rants? I got to get off my chest. I do have a final rant.
Okay.
Really quickly. I was doing a lesson today and someone was like, I was watching a YouTube video and they were saying like, no, you really got to tilt your shoulders up when you're set up for your driver and just guys, just stop watching this
Stop
shit.
watching
Stop
YouTube.
watching Instagram stuff. There's some really great stuff out there.
Yeah.
But if they're not explaining what that actually means, because like when people think that, like especially the driver, you've heard it all the time, like, oh, your shoulders should be tilted to the sky. Just look at the anatomy of your body. If your arms are on the ground and the ball position is pointed up, is up by your front foot, what's going to naturally happen? Your right shoulder is going to get lower because that's how it goes. Don't just now do it even more, and then you're leaning over your right hip, and then you can't hit the golf. Oh, now I'm topping the golf ball. Like,
Wonder why.
I wonder why. Your head's in your ass right now.
There's a free lesson. But no, to your point about there is a lot of good stuff out there. Wait for someone who knows what they're talking about to send you a video. And you've done this for me, right? You send me an Instagram reel. Hey, this one's really good, and this is what's
because it's related to you.
No, exactly, right. And so I actually with the I do this all the time, but especially with the tournament coming up this weekend, I was scrolling Twitter today, and my Twitter's a mix of like technology, politics, and golf. And there was a swing video, and I was like, scroll past it before I get, because I'm like, I don't want anything else before this weekend.
I think the best ones, if you want to watch stuff, you want to actually learn about the golf swing, not stuff that you can do for your own. Go watch the TPI stuff. You're going to learn about the body. You're going to learn about different exercises. You're going to learn about how the body actually works and what the best in the world are doing and how that's actually measured versus, this is what the setup should look like. Because then if you're not, how are you going to know if you're not looking at it?
Well, and I think the just final thing with a lot of these videos, what you got to realize about these videos on YouTube and Instagram, and it's no discredit to these people because that's their business. They are trying to give you information as a funnel for you to book lessons with them. Because a lot of these guys do online lessons and stuff, right? Yeah. There is Economics 101. There is no such thing as a free lunch. You are not going to see a video on something and be like, oh, that magically fixed anything.
No, they want the click.
Yeah, no, they want the click, and then they want you to be like, oh, this guy does virtual lessons. I'm going to subscribe for, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, there we go. There's the end of episode rant. We'll see you next week for episode 24. 24 next week, Kobe. Yeah, we'll do my tournament breakdown. We'll do a bunch of other shit.
Oh, we got to break down your tournament. I'm going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a lot of questions. Yeah, I'm going to be following that hard this weekend.
I'm always the guy in the group that does the live scoring too, so you better follow it live.
I got the app. You can follow this live. Actually, for all the listeners, go to flagstickopen.com, hit leaderboard, and just track hole by hole.
I'm going to be out there on the course being like,
track hole by hole. And maybe, you know what, after, when you see like a double, just DM. I want to see some DMs.
To Sandbagger Sessions.
To Sandbagger Sessions saying, what happened on 2?
I'll do a live commentary. Should I mic myself up?
Live stream it.
Live
stream it. The whole thing.
All right. We'll see you next week for episode 24. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, thanks for the scotch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You finished it.
The whole bottle's empty. Bring me a new one.
Peace.
Cheers.
See ya.